is going to be recorded. We have 24 participants in the room and more are coming in. Thank you so very much for joining today. I'm Amy Policastro Schroeder, the Career Development Consultant for the state. I'm happy to be here, excited to be here and share with you today. Zoom is our technology this morning, and it's a little new for me and new for us, so please excuse my slow pace. And I understand everybody is muted in the room, and I will, what I'm going to do is put up a PowerPoint slide and run through what we're going to do today. So you can see what's going on. Thank you. This is a session for school counselors and CDCs, and this is our lunch and learn session. There we go. Thank you for your patience. There we go. Awesome. Can I have a thumbs up, Rod, that you can see my PowerPoint? Awesome. Okay. So this is a little tricky, and I'm hoping that our CTSOs advisors all have their microphones open. If you don't, I'm going to have to stop sharing and go back and forth. It's just me this morning. So thank you again for your patience as I'm maneuvering this technology. We have with us all CTSOs represented this morning, and CTSO is a career technical student organization that supports programs and careers, programs of studies in North Carolina. I'm going to run through. Keisha Bryan, our school counseling consultant, may not be able to join us this morning, but these sessions are specifically focused for school counselors, CDCs, and SPCs. So the run through this morning, a little housekeeping, if you will. These are live sessions and where you earn 1.1 CEU. After the sessions, within a few days, this session will be loaded on your NCDPI transcript. I don't have a live check-in, check-out attendance, but your attendance is recorded. And if you could do me a favor, just out of curiosity, just a little waterfall in the chat, please put down, your name will pop up when you chat, of course, but put down your title and what district you're in. That will help us see who is in the room, and that will help me as well, and Keisha, to see who we're supporting and our CTSOs. So in the chat, in the waterfall, if you please put your role and what district you're in, and thank you so much. So a reminder again that all sessions are going to be recorded. I appreciate the information coming in the chat. I will be sharing the recording through the CDC Moodle, and Dr. Bryant will share it out to school counselors. The format will be that each CTSO shares about 7 minutes of their program. And then at the end, after all CTSOs share, we're going to run through and open up for Q&A. And I do have some questions to ask to prompt conversation as well. So our first CTSO is DECA, and that is Pam O'Brien. And Pam, I'm going to make sure, hopefully your mic is open. And I'm going to send you an invite, and you'll be able to open up your microphone. Are you there, Pam?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Thanks, Pam. I'm going to pass the baton for you, and I'll move the slides forward. So welcome and thank you.
Sure. Well, first of all, good morning to everyone. I'm so excited to be able to share some information about North Carolina DECA. I am the executive director. We've included kind of on this slide basic info that was kind of a template for us to share. That is my contact info there, our state website, and then our national website. where there is a wealth of resources on both levels, particularly on the national site in terms of organizing for new advisors and new teachers, and for people like CDCs to explore a lot more in terms of chapters and information about them. We focus primarily on marketing, finance, hospitality and tourism, business management, and entrepreneurship. Of course, the first four are career clusters. Entrepreneurship is, of course, kind of an overarching, touching every area that we have, whether it be health or marketing or business or finance or anything. We're going to talk a little bit more about scholarships in a few minutes, but we are very excited that our foundation has made a commitment and our board has made a commitment to supporting our student members. We award over $60,000 each year in North Carolina to North Carolina DECA members, one of which is a $40,000 scholarship, which is a life-changing opportunity. Nationally, there's another about $150,000 available through the national model. And yes, they could actually get scholarships in both categories. They're not limited. I happen to believe that our greatest strength is our competitive events model, which really just prepares us for real world experiences and prepares our students. It is very strong. It is very competitive. Every student has to compete in order to attend one of our conferences. And by competing, there is a test portion of it, and then there is a face-to-face portion of every single competitive event. So every student that attends one of our conferences sits in front of a business person and has to communicate with them. And I just happen to think that that is a very unique thing about DECA. Many of the soft skills are prepared through our competitive events model. And then some other things that we'll talk about as we go to the other two slides. Can you go ahead and advance me, please? This just covers a little bit more about kind of our career cluster and our model and the four clusters that we cover, and also then the 21st century skills, of course, cover everything as well in terms of the circle down at the bottom of it. We have enjoyed a lot of success in the past year. We had 95% chapter engagement on the state level. So in other words, 97% of every chapter that we had across the state attended our state conference, which means that they are engaged on the state level, not just on the local level. And then if you'll go to the next one, I kind of wanted to go back and talk about the guiding principles of DECA, which kind of covers everything that we do. Everything is integrated into the classroom instruction. DPI has done a really great job of looking at our competitive events and trying to immerse some of the written events in terms of into the curriculum so that it matches and mirrors the rubrics and that they can be used in multiple areas, which makes an extra thing more relevant. Applying learning, our DECA members put their knowledge into action through rigorous project-based activities that require creative solutions with practical outcomes. Connecting to business. We are very fortunate that through our competitive events model, we bring so many business people to the table and they actually get to see our students and interact with our students. That then puts them back in the classroom on the local level, which is a great thing. We promote competition. We have a lot of corporate partners. One of the things that we do that crosses over between being professionally responsible, community oriented, we work with the Daniels Fund in terms of ethical leadership. And that's a big initiative that we have in terms of chapter campaigns and community-based or student-based challenges that the student members can participate in. And that's just one example of that, promoting competition. Academically prepared, our students tend to be very academically related students. That's one reason why we have followed up with our initiative in terms of scholarships and feel like they are so important. Community oriented, that's another big piece for us. every year, our state or association officer team picks a community service activity or initiative that is for the whole state. This year they chose literacy. So they have done lots of things like go into elementary schools and read to students, book drives. They've done a little bit of everything. And then there are just local chapters that find things within their community to participate in, writing letters to military. Have one school that does a really interesting thing. They identify 3 needs in their community, and they host a Mr., the name of the school, and raise funds for those groups within their local community. Professionally responsible, they are boys professionals and with ethics, integrity, and high standards. They are held to a very high standard. And then experienced leaders, they're empowered through experience to provide effective leadership through goal setting, consensus building, and project implementation. We focus a lot on project management skills. Our officer teams are organized around more real world work-based titles, and then held to those standards in terms of understanding leadership as it relates to those. So that's the quick overview for you. I don't know. I think I'm close on my time.
You're perfect. You're perfect, Pam. Thank you for sharing DECA. And after we go through all the other CTSOs, we're going to open it up for questions for general and specific, and then I'll have some. Thank you.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. So after DECA, we have FBLA, and we have with us this morning the State Director, Ashley Wagner. Ashley?
Thank you, Amy. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. It's a pleasure to present for you this morning. I'm also joined by our state president, Matthew Almonte. He's on this morning. So if you have student-driven questions that he can answer, he's a very impressive young man, and he can probably answer your questions much better than I can from that student perspective. So I am here representing Future Business Leaders of America, FBLA. We are the largest CTSO in the world. We serve 230,000 students annually around the world. And you can see here, this is our mission. And I've bolded some of the words that I think are the big drivers for our organization: the community-minded portion, career preparation, and leadership experiences. So it's more than just the content of our competitions and our conferences. It's really about teaching that service-minded approach to everything in life. So we pride ourselves in that community service component as well. On the screen, you'll see our 2 websites for our North Carolina website and the national website. We have recently gone through a rebranding at the national level, so you might see that some things look a little new, some new colors, a new logo. So if you ever see the old stuff that's red, white, and blue, it's a little outdated. So make sure you notice our new logos. We're pretty excited about it. Something that makes FBLA really special is that it's open to middle and high school students. And according to the bylaws, middle school is defined as early as 5th grade. So depending on how you are using your Perkins funds, maybe you have some of those 5th grade career awareness grants, you can do some FBLA programming with 5th graders, which has been a huge help in some of our K-8 schools in getting those younger students involved. So FBLA is in it for the long haul with our students. So it starts as early as 5th grade, middle school, high school, and we even have a collegiate division, and we offer plenty of volunteer and engagement opportunities through adulthood as well. So we are really creating long-standing relationships with our students and want to make sure we're fostering that throughout their educational journey. All right, next slide, Amy. So we have, similar to what Pam explained for her competitive events, you'll notice that some of these structures are really similar with how we do competitive events. We have more than 70 different topics, which can seem overwhelming, but it means that we can allow students to explore what they're interested in. So Students can compete as individuals, with a team, with their chapter, and they can do objective tests, role plays, projects, and then production tests. So if you have a student who it's not necessarily their strength to do the public speaking thing, they get some anxiety with that. We do offer events that don't require them to do that. They can demonstrate their knowledge without the added pressure of the public speaking component. So we have a little bit of everything for everyone. And the community service, like I mentioned, our national partner is the March of Dimes. We encourage all of our chapters on a local, regional, state, national level to get involved with March of Dimes. But we also encourage the local schools to see what the need is in their community. And we have community service projects that allow students to research what the need is in their community and find the best ways to satisfy those needs. We also offer a variety of leadership conferences, regional, state, national levels. In fact, this week, the state officer team and about a dozen chapters from North Carolina are going to Dallas for our National Fall Leadership Conference. We're really excited about that. And then we have several national sponsored events. So we have tight relationships with all of the businesses that you see on the right-hand side of your screen. Next slide, please. And then these are our student officers. So you can see this is them in Atlanta from this past summer. Matthew, who was with me today, is right there in the center. And then we have our parliamentarian and we have our regional vice president. So it's all about the students. A lot of the decisions we make are student driven, and this is the team that is making those decisions. So we're really proud of them, and they deserve a moment to in the spotlight. And then our social media is down there across the bottom. Please follow us, engage with us online. And if you ever have any questions or are looking to get involved, we would love to have you serve as a judge or a volunteer at any of our events. That's my email, that's my name. You can hit me up in the chat here as well. So thank you so much for your time this morning. Thanks, Amy, for coordinating.
Thank you, Ashley, for sharing. And thank you so much, Matthew, for being here. And hopefully you'll have time to answer, some student perspective. I appreciate that. And next we have FFA, and we've got Carmen Bracey. And Carmen, I'm in this. Can check if your mic.
I'm unmuted, Amy. Yep. If you just want to go ahead to the first slide, we'll dive right in. And I'll apologize because I broke every rule about putting information on a slide because I just had so much that I wanted to share. But I'm Carmen Bracey. I serve as our state FFA coordinator. We also have multiple other staff on our agriculture education team, and you can see all of those at our state website, ncffa.org, as well as me, our state officer team. And we do have our state president with us as well, and that's Madeline Chandler, and you'll see her in the blue jacket on your screen. I've linked a lot of stuff here. Big picture, we have a ton of resources for students and teachers, and we're really encouraging students for that career exploration to find what they want to do in the future, whether that's in agriculture, something related to agriculture, or something outside of agriculture. It's our goal through our intracurricular components that incorporate FFA into all of our courses, that our students leave our courses prepared for any of the over 255 careers in agriculture or something outside of that. So you can see some examples of our courses listed there. We serve about 36,000 FFA members here in North Carolina. And we're working towards affiliate membership in the near future so that we can get all 65,000 enrolled in agriculture education into FFA so they can experience these hands-on opportunities as well. We actually just went to National FFA Convention a couple of weeks ago. Madeline was there serving as one of our state delegates with over 70,000 FFA members from across the nation. So that was really neat to see. As well. And we participated in lots of career development events. Those are our competitive events. And we have those that align with all of our courses, lots of technical hands-on experiences in anything from land judging, which is coming up this weekend, to prepared public speaking, where they develop their own speech and present that to a panel of judges. We also love offering lots of leadership conferences throughout the year at multiple levels, from the chapter to the federation, region, state, and national levels, as well as, like I mentioned, conventions. We had national convention a couple weeks ago, and our state convention is always held in June. And I'm always on the lookout for judges. So I saw lots of these schools that are listed and lots of these counties that are listed in the chat. Y'all have programs in your area. So if you want to come to state convention, I will be glad to give you a job and see, so you can see and interact with these students in all of these different events. Our scholarships are also posted on our website. We have some at the state and the national level. So there's lots of opportunities for students, and we provide award monies for things like proficiency awards as well for our students. So they can get some recognition and some award dollars that go back into their supervised agriculture experience projects, which I'll talk about in just a minute. But I also wanted to mention lots of the certifications that students can get through our agriculture education courses, as well as the leadership development. That's really a key component to what we do here in FFA. And through all of this, they get to practice all of the record keeping skills that we all use every day, as well as researching and finding what they might want to do in a career one day. So we have lots of fun in FFA, and there's a really broad range for everything that a student might be interested in. And Amy, if you want to go to the next slide, I want to just hit on our 3-circle model. Thank you. So as you can see, FFA is intracurricular, so it's incorporated into all of our courses. And we really think that that's important for our students. That provides opportunity for them to develop within the content, not just develop content. So we really love that part, and that students can apply everything that they learn in class to what they do in FFA. And you'll also see the SAE circle, which is our work-based learning, our hands-on learning, where students get to explore what they want to do in a career, or develop their skills in research or production agriculture, as well as agricultural communications or ag sales. So there's lots of opportunities for students in SAEs as well. And if you'll go to the next slide, Amy, I'm not going to read all of this because it's on the screen and you can read it. But as far as how we can partner together, I wanted to make sure that we hit on that. All of our information is available on those websites, and as well as all of our contact information. So if you ever have a question, please let us know. But we would love to encourage students to check out agriculture education courses. I think sometimes we see the word horticulture and we don't know what that means, and we move on to the next thing. But it's truly about developing a student. So encourage students to try something new. I think every student that takes an agriculture education course can leave knowing that they are an educated consumer of agricultural products and an educated citizen of our nation. And that's really valuable. And that helps them make educated decisions for themselves, and then maybe their families or others around them in the future. So encourage students just to try an agriculture education course, regardless of what area that might be in, because it has lots of benefits outside of just learning about agriculture. And with that, Amy, if it's okay, I would really love to give Madeline Chandler just a minute to talk about how FFA has impacted her, because I think that has a really unique student perspective.
Okay, that's perfect. I've sent Madeline an invite to open up her mic. And Madeline,
Yeah. Gotcha. Thank you, Amy, and thank you, Ms. Bracey. So I'm Madeline Chandler. I'm currently serving as our state president of North Carolina FFA, and I'm a freshman at the University of North Carolina studying history, but I'm originally from the Beargrass Schroeder FFA chapter, which is where my passion for FFA started. So my advisor really got me involved by seeing the interest I had in agriculture in our class. And, you know, it was during COVID over Zoom, but she was emailing me saying, you need to join FFA. And I was like, what is this organization? But, you know, it has some great leadership and scholarship opportunities. So I decided I would join. But that was what really drew me in originally, but I stayed in the organization and became as involved as I am today because of those incredible people in the agriculture industry and our FFA organization. So I'm really thankful for the opportunities I've had to learn not only how to advocate for North Carolina's #1 industry, but also how to just be a compassionate and confident leader. And I'm happy to say that now in my role, and as I've grown as a leader in the organization, I'm able to continue instilling those same lessons in our over 36,000 members and continue preparing those next generation of leaders in agriculture who will change the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Madeline. And thank you, Carmen. Appreciate that. And thank you, FFA. I'm going to move on now to our next CTSO, and that is HOSA. And our executive director for HOSA is Jennifer Epson. And Jennifer, I hope that I've successfully opened up your mic.
I believe you did. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. So I'm excited to be here and present to you about HOSA, Future Health Professionals. It is a wonderful organization. Of course, we all think our organizations are wonderful. If we didn't, we wouldn't be here trying to persuade you to get students in them, right? But again, HOSA Future Health Professionals is for any student that is interested in pursuing a career in healthcare. Healthcare is not just doctors and nurses. It's so much more than that. If you think about a hospital and all the people that work there, there's just so many different career areas that I can't even begin to list them. We have our kind of motto, if you would learn, lead, serve, and innovate. And those are what we call our 4 pillars, what we follow in all that we do. On here, we have my contact information, our North Carolina website, our international website. And this, our kind of health area is health science education. So we have a focus on healthcare careers, but it also includes things like biotechnology and veterinary medicine. It is a student-led organization, as all of these are, and I've already mentioned the Learn, Lead, Serve, and Innovate. There's an emphasis on service to others through our Barbara James Service Award event and our National Service Project event for Be the Match. We always have a national service project that everyone follows and works together to raise funds or whatever's needed for those different organizations. So currently it is Be the Match, which is an organization that deals with bone marrow donors and making matches between those who need bone marrow and those who are donating bone marrow. It's pretty cool at our international conferences because they actually do meet and greets. So they bring people together that have donated and received and have a meet for the first time. And it's always very emotional. So it really drives home the message of why what we do is so important. We do serve students in middle school through collegiate, and that includes the community college level as well as the 4-year universities. So we have a variety of events, competitive events for all of those different ones. When it comes to scholarships that are available, I actually did a mistype on here. We have multiple scholarships available both at the state and international level, but last year the total dollar amount for our overall international organization, including the states, was over $6 million in scholarships. I typed 3 there and I apologize. It's $6 million.
We'll correct that.
Thank you. We have 265,000 plus members worldwide. As I mentioned, we're an international organization, so we have chapters in other countries, not just the United States. It's very exciting when we see new charters. We're chartered in Korea, Canada, all kinds of different places. I can't even begin to name them all. One of the interesting things about the healthcare field right now is there is a great shortage of healthcare workers. I'm sure most of you are aware of that because when you try to make a doctor's appointment, it takes forever to get one. So we're the pipeline to fill those gaps. So our industry folks are very engaged with us. They recognize that we have their future employees. And so they really get involved in all of our conferences and anything that we do to be able to develop those relationships and those contacts with our students. Like all the other CTSOs, we are co-curricular. All of our competitive events are used as capstone projects in your health science curriculums. So the students are actually working on these competitive events in the classroom before they ever get to competition. We have multiple health professions events. This is not something that you could begin to teach in the classroom because there's so many different health professions, but we have multiple health professions events so students can actually do the research themselves, learn about careers they're interested in, learn skills that come along with those careers, and actually come to competition and compete in them. We have as I mentioned, we have conferences, we have regional, state, and our international conferences. Don't get too excited, the students. We don't actually go to other countries. Who knows, that may be in the future, but we do rotate around the state. And it's kind of exciting when you're there to see all the delegates from China there and the other countries, because it's a great collaborative moment for their students to actually talk to people from other countries and share the differences or, things that are similar in how healthcare is done in those different areas. We have 92 competitive events. You can go to the next slide, Amy. We have 92 competitive events for HOSA. These, as I mentioned, we have the health professions events. We have health science events, which are more knowledge-based knowledge tests. There's teamwork events to work on those collaborative skills that are important in our 21st century. We have emergency preparedness events. So kids are getting the opportunity to learn those important emergency skills that they need. It's just a variety of different things that they can compete in, and also the leadership skills that are so important, those soft skills, those types of events. We also, at our conferences, it's not just about competition. We also have a healthcare career expo. So we have industry partners from all over that come and set up and have hands-on opportunities for our students. You can look at that picture in the bottom right. These students were at a recent regional conference and had the opportunity to put their hands on organs. So that was pretty exciting. So that's a student there exploring that particular organ they're looking at. Our industry folks are wonderful about coming and setting up to engage with our students and let them get to actually touch and feel and see some of the instruments used in the OR. They have their power tools there in the orthopedic department. It's great to see those opportunities for them. We also have educational symposia at our conferences. So we have a variety of different subject matters where students can go and actually sit and learn from other industry experts. Maybe they want to learn about how do I pursue the career that you're in, or, colleges there telling them what they need to do to apply and be successful in their universities to get their education. Just a variety of different opportunities that they have to enjoy. So it's not just about going to compete, it's about going to learn and experience all that healthcare has to offer. Our industry folks also come and set up and do hiring events on site at our conferences. So they encourage people to bring their resumes, and students are being hired on the spot to go right into the workforce as they graduate. Gosh, I could talk for hours about HOSA, but I think, seeing these pictures of these students there at the bottom left, I love those pictures when they hear their name called in competition. That is an actual 6th grader at international HOSA competition, hearing her name called as she got first place. And that's such an incredible thing to see, the looks on their faces. If you're tired and exhausted, that makes it all worthwhile when you see those looks. Our state officers are there in the middle picture. That was also at our international conference. We have state officers that represent all regions of our state, and they go out amongst the students and help them prepare for their competitive events, answer their questions about leadership, and be good mentors for them as well. I think that's my 7 minutes are probably up.
Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate that. Yeah. This is great. We have 3 more CTSOs to go. That means 21 minutes. And so we are tight for time, but I appreciate that. Next, we have SkillsUSA, and Skills, we've got 2 folks on. We have Paul Heiderprin. I'm sorry, Paul. I'm going to say Paul, and you can introduce your last name there. And Rod, hopefully your mics are open. I'll double check that. Are you live?
All right. Thank you, Amy. I'm Paul Heiderprin, your Executive Director for SkillsUSA. And we are an organization for students in middle schools, high schools, and the college post-secondary level. We fall into a variety of career pathways, but our main focus is our trade and industrial education. from transportation to construction, drafting, cosmetology, HVAC, welding. We have drone technology, audio and visual technology, engineering, robotics, law and public safety, firefighting, electronics. Wow, we can go on all day. Communication, manufacturing, information technology, and there are more. Amy, next slide, please. As I introduce Rob Likens, our Director of Membership and Curriculum.
Morning, everyone. So a big push for us, and we'll talk about it, is our framework skills, and it's centered around our students mastering the soft skill piece, workplace employability type skills. With our chapter excellence program, we offer activities to kind of help keep our students engaged. So as all CTSOs, you want to have as big a membership as possible. So we do a membership recruitment project to the beginning of schools, where schools can advertise how they're getting students interested. Gives us a chance to promote them on social media, and we have a drawing with a prize for the winning, just whoever gets drawn on that one. Right now, we just finished up in October. We do a pumpkin carving and decorating contest. Those are appearing on our social media now. That one's a popular one, and we've just started our holiday community service project. So as a lot of schools want to compete, we just like to keep them active to that competition time rolls around. On the scholarship piece, there's at least 10 that are tied to us each year, and they range anywhere between $1,000 to $7,000. For our national conference, there's a 2 event type scholarships that help pay for some of the travel, and then the Washington leadership training, there's a scholarship available to help get them there. Our leadership, we are really in hopes that each chapter has their own local officers, but then in our 5 regions, we do offer regional officers. We do have a state officer team, and on occasion, we do have a national officer from North Carolina, but Nationals they run a 15 officer team with 10 high school and 5 college post-secondary. We usually run the typical 7 officer for our states. Amy, if you'll flip it to the next one.
Oh, I think we
And
missed a
so
slide. There should have been an event slide,
Let's see. Is that it?
but no, back up one.
There we go.
There we go.
So some of the things that we have going on the event piece, our national office does a nationwide fall leadership conference in DC every year in the end of September. That's a great way for our students to learn advocacy. We do our own fall state leadership workshop, and that's every year, end of September, beginning of October. Right now it's in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and it's a 2.5-day training that helps students learn how to run their chapter, where we walk them through framework, program of work, our chapter excellence program, and that is run by our state officers. And then our national does a virtual conference to help for ones that can't travel for chapter building. Getting ready in 2 days, well, I guess that's 1 day now, is we have our Pour the Industry event. So it'll be a panel discussion from 11 of the 16 career clusters that we're involved in. We'll have one of our business and industry partners, we'll talk, and then have a Q&A. So that started a year or 2 ago, and has been great success. SkillsUSA week kicks off the beginning of February, and each day is designed for a specific activity just to engage the chapters. Then right after that, we kick off regionals. We do 5 events across the state, and they run usually on Fridays. We have one school does Monday. It's a 1-day event, and it gives students a chance to try out a competition, come and practice, fellowship, network. So that's a pretty cool time. State conference is always in April, and we have now, between our state only and our national competitions, we run about 140. Wrap the year up with National Signing Day. If the athletes are going to get credit, when they sign for college and that, we think students going out into business and industry, in the trades, even on to further education, they ought to be treated the same way. So we do have that, followed by the National Week of Service, falls during our organization's birthday, May 8th, 1965, when we started. just a way to give back. And then we wrap up the school year in Atlanta right now with our National Leadership and Skills Conference. And then framework slide, I'll turn it back to Paul.
Okay. And someone earlier said, what's their greatest strength? And even though we have close to 140 competitions, our greatest strength is our SkillsUSA framework. It's integrating these personal, workplace, and technical skills into curriculum. It is, we don't want to call them soft skills. We think these are essential life skills. They're work skills. These are employability skills. They are so essential to everything that our students do. And so we integrate that. Our advisors, our teachers get free resources that help them integrate these curriculum skills, these skills into their curriculums. And Rod, anything else on that? If not,
Nah, that's good.
we're good. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate that. And now we have TSA, and with us is Jerry Ann Taylor, Executive Director. And Jerry Ann, I am going to send you, you should have an invitation to unmute.
Hey
And there
there,
you go.
everyone. Thanks for having us here today. Do you have our slides, Amy?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thanks. So I just want to start by introducing myself and let you know I'm up here in the high country in Boone, North Carolina at Appalachian State University, and I have the wonderful opportunity of serving as the Executive Director and State Advisor for North Carolina TSA. On this Zoom session today, we have actually 3 of our state officers, Victoria Valier, who is, I hope I said that right, our State President, Lakshay Bahajan, and Lucas Calcor. And Lucas serves as our, oh my goodness, I just lost it. Lucas, Sergeant at Arms, and then Lakshay serves as our state secretary. Forgive me for forgetting their positions briefly. But what you'll see here on our slide is just a little bit of the basics of TSA. It has been so great to hear about the other CTSOs and to continue to learn about them. What you'll see with us is our focus is computer science and information technology, as well as STEM education. We are actually the youngest CTSO here, founded in 1978. We have hit the mile marker of 300,000 at the national level, and we are continuing to grow here at the state level. You'll see on the slide, I'm like Carmen, I'm like, ooh, I've got a lot of text, but a limited amount of time to talk to you. But we have the opportunity to start working with young people in the 6th grade through our middle school competitive events, as well as our leadership and service opportunities. We currently have 37 middle school competitive events that cover all of the STEM areas. And when you think about STEM, we know that in career and technical education, we really define what STEM is and that opportunity. So you will see everything from audio podcasting all the way to vlogging, dragsters, flight, leadership opportunities, off the grid, which focuses in on sustainable construction at the middle school level. And then when you move to the high school level, our students have the opportunity to dive in just a little bit deeper with many of those topics, ranging from biotechnology all the way to virtual reality, software development. They just have an opportunity to thrive and look at potential pathways and opportunities that are going to shape and define our future. This is probably the highlight of everything that I get to do in regards to the many things that I am engaged in, just by seeing how these young people grow and develop. I'm going to leave it to where y'all can read the slide, because I know that our time is precious. If you will go to the next slide for me, I'm going to tell a little bit about what we are doing and how we are growing and changing. Man, our officer team, they work, let me tell you. It's great when you have the folks that can design the websites as your officer team. And then you have those students that want to be those engineers and those leaders. And so we don't take advantage of them, but we use our resources wisely. And so what you'll see with us is, one, we launched a new website just a couple of weeks ago. We also implemented a STEM leadership series this year. One is focused in with General Motors. We have an alumni there. And so therefore, we're going to be going down to General Motors Motorsports Technical Center in just a couple of weeks. And our Western STEM Leadership Conference is going to be focusing on engineer to lead. And so our students, along with the engineers from General Motors, will be partnering together to do sessions related to the local chapter, as well as competition and engineering design. And then after that, we're going to go over to the eastern side of the state and be there with North Carolina State and their STEM department, and actually be looking at the aspect of continued engineering design, but more from the education and STEM focus, as well as marketing and so forth for our Eastern chapters. We're going to have a Western and Eastern region. Of course, the Western region is always up here in my home area of Appalachian State. And this year, we're also proud to be having East Carolina join us for the Eastern region. They have a strong commitment to the NC East network, as well as STEM East and the economic needs there in the Eastern region. And they're looking forward to being able to host our Eastern region conference. You'll see a little bit about our state conference. All of us have that, I think, except for for FFA, we have that actually in here in Greensboro. And then dadgummit, we get to go to Orlando for our national conference this year. So we're pretty excited about that. One of the things that's always important to keep in mind is, yes, we believe that TSA is intracurricular, and therefore the beauty of affiliating with TSA is the fact that our advisors actually have access to our competitive events that align beautifully with our CSIT curriculum, as well as our technology, engineering, and design curriculum. And so therefore they have the opportunity to add potentially 37 or 42 competitive events into their curriculum. We also have what is known as the TSA Achievement Program, which is very similar to what you would see with some of our other sister CTSO organizations. There's the bronze, silver, and gold level, focusing in on the local, state, and national levels of leadership, and having our students earn those different achievements and I cannot say the word, and being recognized at the various levels. Finally, when we look at that portrait of a graduate, which is so important to us, I think you're going to see that and hear a little bit about that when our state president speaks in just a second. But man, adaptability, collaboration, communication, those are the buzzwords that we look at. And that's what we need to be providing for our students in our classrooms. I think we do an excellent job at that. I think we foster it. The beauty of our middle school aspect, and then coming in and continuing to build at the high school level sets us apart and helps us when I'm thinking about it. And if you'll go to the last slide, actually finding a place for everyone, being able to have that identity. And then last but not least, I truly believe that we are preparing the scientists and innovators and dreamers and thinkers and engineers of tomorrow. And that's the beauty of TSA. I'm going to ask Victoria if she will share with you her experience, just because you'll get a little bit of the taste of how great things we are doing here in North Carolina TSA, and really what our products are.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having us. My name is Victoria Vallier, as Dr. Taylor previously mentioned. I started TSA in the 6th grade. I'm currently a junior in high school, so I've been doing it for about 5 years now, and I can completely attest that it has completely and totally changed my life, not only through our competitive events, which have such a wide variety and range, but just through the community and the people that are in TSA and that they provide to us. I would have never been able to do what I've been doing without the people in TSA, and I think that's greatly due just to the wide range that we have and the different kinds of people that TSA brings in. And I think that's so important and so special, especially for our young 6th graders going through high school. It's really amazing. And I'm so excited to see students like flourish and find their passion within TSA. And it's amazing to watch. And I can't believe that I'm in the position to do that.
Thank you, Dr.
And I also,
Taylor. And thank you, Victoria. And like,
thank you.
Yeah, where, just before I pass it on to the next CTSO, Victoria, where I have to unmute you again. where are you coming from? I don't think I caught that.
Yeah, so currently I'm in Cary, North Carolina at Panther Creek High School. I started TSA in Winston-Salem in Forsyth County at Haynes Magnet School, and I moved end of my 8th grade year, and I was lucky enough to have Panther Creek with already having an established TSA chapter, which allowed me to go into state office my freshman year. So it's been a great process.
Thank you. I love hearing that the CTSO travels across North Carolina. When you relocate, that's the opportunity that you've had in your schools. Thank you.
Yep.
And I'm going to pass it on now to our Dr. Taylor. Thank you. I think this is your last slide. Is that correct? And here's some links that you will get the PowerPoint after this session. It'll be sent out again through the CDC Moodle and the school counselors to the sites. And I think our two TSA leaders have been putting things in the chat as well with activities. Our last CTSO is FCCLA and Jaya Patel, and I've had some technical challenges this morning with getting that PowerPoint to share up. So Jaya has been kind enough just to share with her camera right in front of us. Jaya, thanks so much.
Hi, not a problem. Hi, my name is Jaya Patel. I'm coming from Career Center High School and Atkins High School in Forsyth County. Would it be okay if I shared my screen with the presentation?
Sure, yeah, that would be great if you can do that.
Yes, absolutely. Let me get that up really fast.
While you're doing that, I'm going to ask the other CTSO contacts who've been on already, if you would please put your email address in the chat. Participants are getting the PowerPoint with your contact information, but it'll also be helpful for them to have that now. Thank you so much. Okay, you are on, Ms. Patel. Did you get unmuted? There you go.
Thank you. Okay, so hi, my name is Jaya Patel. I'm the North Carolina FCCLA State President. Unfortunately, our state advisor, Ms. Lewis, couldn't be here today because she's actually in Asheville right now with some of the other state officers for our fall leadership meeting. So the fall leadership meeting is something we have for the different districts that have FCCLA, and it's a way just to help get kickstarted for the year and train chapter leadership and things like that, as well as advisors to help get them ready and into FCCLA. So our national website is up here at fcclainc.org and North Carolina fccla.org for our state website. So FCCLA stands for the Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America. We're a co-curricular CTSO with Family and Consumer Sciences courses as our co-curricular. For career pathways, we focus on hospitality, tourism, visual arts and design, education and training, and human services. FCCLA is the only CTSO with family at a central focus, so that really helps us stand out from all the other amazing CTSOs as well. We have many scholarship opportunities, from competitions to partnering with National Technical Honor Society, as well as national and state-specific scholarship opportunities. For leadership, we have national officers as well as state officers in North Carolina. And overall, FCCLA provides students with a wide range of skills that are invaluable for their future educational and career opportunities. All right, so for leadership at the state level in North Carolina, this is the State Executive Council team. We all work together to help run North Carolina FCCLA. We create a program of work at the beginning of the year during our June training that highlights our goals for the year and what we really want FCCLA to accomplish for its members and all their associates. So this year we decided to focus on 3 main topics: to inspire, contribute, and connect. For contributing, we've planned a statewide service project that's called Trailblazers for Change, where we're working with local hospitality homes and getting them resources and everything else that we can do to help them. So chapters have the opportunities to create a project in their chapter and partner with a local SECU house. So FCCLA has over 6 different kinds of competitive events. Our main one is STAR events. That stands for Students Taking Action with Recognition. Students first compete at state conference at the state level, and then once they qualify for nationals, have the opportunity to compete at nationals. This year, every year our state conference is in Greensboro, and this year we have nationals in lovely Seattle, Washington. FCCLA also offers online challenges and skill demonstration events such as culinary to fashion design to many more. Our competitive events tie into the career pathways, as well as offering competitive events that cover all ranges of career pathways. I'm sorry, I don't know why my voice is so shaky today. But as well as things like parliamentary procedure and competitive events that help teach us skills for many career pathways, as well as educational opportunities. FCCLA has 8 national programs that are integrated into the chapter meetings, as well as the classroom as well. Career Connections help students get connected with different career opportunities, as well as career research. I forgot to mention earlier, but FCCLA is for students 6th grade to 12th grade, as well as a alumni and associates for after students graduate. Community service is another main national program. So with FCCLA, the F with family and one of the C's being community, FCCLA's community service is a big part of what we do. FACS is Families Acting for Community Traffic Safety. Students work with local law enforcement and any project that they can come up with to help spread awareness for traffic safety. So overall, FCCLA has had impact with over 236,000 members annually, and now, this is an old infographic, but over 8,000 chapter advisors. So this is a little snippet from our mission statement. Members develop skills for life through character development, creative and critical thinking, interpersonal communications, practical knowledge, and career preparation. FCCLA provides students with a wide range of soft skills and transferable skills. With my personal experiences, I joined in FCCLA in the 6th grade, and this is my 7th year as a senior in high school. So I started off at Southeast Middle School with Mrs. Watson as my chapter advisor. And with that, I was really shy getting into FCCLA. My advisor encouraged me to join, and honestly, thinking 7 years ago, I could have never imagined to be doing the things that I do today. I've gained confidence in myself as well as public speaking. Adaptability has been a huge shift, as well as unexpected opportunities come up, or creating last-minute presentations as well. So FCCLA, this is a little snippet from the national website. FCCLA is a student-led organization with leadership development as its primary focus. All FCCLA members have the opportunity to become leaders within the organization. And going off with leadership, we have a chapter officer team at every school where they have their own agenda of how they divide the offices and responsibilities of running the chapter. At the state level, North Carolina has a state executive council, but some other states, depending on how large they are, also have district and regional officers. Overall, FCCLA has national officers. After students serve as state office, they have the opportunity to even run for nationals. FCCLA, the skills gained, connections formed, and the opportunities experienced through serving as officer in FCCLA, students elevate students to take the lead in families, careers, and communities of today and tomorrow. FCCLA's tagline is the ultimate leadership experience, and overall, I can speak from personal experience. I could not have imagined the different leadership opportunities I've had and how I've grown personally. And that is my personal experience with FCCLA.
Thank you,
I
Jaya.
hope that covered enough of FCCLA.
Absolutely did. Great job with that. If you could stop sharing your screen, thank you again. And Thank you, everybody. We run over a minute. There's such rich information, so I'll try to do a quick wrap up. Unfortunately, there isn't time for additional questions or comments, but you will get this PowerPoint from me, and folks, our contacts put their emails in the chat, along with some encouragement to help volunteer. We heard that verbally from some of our CTSOs, and I see in the chat, join us for competitions. I hope for the participants in the room, school counselors and CDCs, SBCs, anybody else watching, that you can hear the passion that was shared and see the incredible opportunities that CTSOs offer to all students. It connects curriculum, extracurricular activities, unbelievable leadership opportunities and growth development, transferable to all careers in these program areas, that leads to future success. And you can see the involvement from our students. I'm so happy that we had students here too as an extra. Thank you to all your advisors and all that you do. School counselors and CDCs, please see and encourage your students to get involved with CTSOs. And if you don't have a CTSO at your school, please reach out to the folks here on the webinar. Again, you will have their contact email information and inquire as to how you can help foster that. CTSOs connect our futures for our students, leadership development, curriculum, careers, and it's a way to engage and really have them deep in to the careers in their future. Thank you for being here. I need to wrap it up because you all have spent an hour and you're at the school level, and I'm going to go mute. If anybody has a question for me after, please hang on. Otherwise, have a great day and happy Career Development Month for CDCs. Tomorrow's Career Development Coordinator Day. Enjoy and thank you again.